I say what ho, chaps and chapettes, Game Chap and Bertie here.
Yes.
Yes, indeed, fellows, and I dare say we have here some rather interesting news about the exciting upcoming shooter Splatoon, Nintendo's new property, you know.
We most certainly do, old chap, yes indeed. Now, Splatoon is a highly anticipated game, and it's been so far quite well received, the chats and things that have been going on about it.
That's right, I dare say this one, fellows, it seems has been a bit of a surprise hit, and the interest is starting to build up in this game.
Well, it most certainly is, and you may be asking chaps and chapettes out there, well, when does it come out? Well, it's rather interesting that a release date has actually been apparently leaked.
Really? A
Yes,
leaked
indeed.
release date, you'll say, for Splatoon. Now, I understand this particular release date, fellows, applies to the European Union and UK region, but we can safely assume that the American release date will be quite similar as well. So what is this release date, old chap?
Well, they've given the 29th of May,
The
apparently.
29th of May,
Most
okay.
certainly.
So that's a good summary sort of release date, isn't it, old chap?
Well, this was sort of leaked and it was put up there, so, you know, we're not 100% certain, but we can go and say, well, it could be fairly close.
That's right, we think it's around about the late part of May for this particular game. Now,
Certainly.
apparently also Mr. Reggie, everyone's favourite, has been commenting recently on Splatoon, and he's had a couple of words to say about his vision for the game and Nintendo's hopes for it, it seems.
Well, most certainly, yes, Splatoon, Reggie loves it.
Yes, he
yes,
does.
He's very encouraged by it, and he says, and I quote, Splatoon is aiming to do for action shooters what Mario Kart did for racing.
My word, that's quite a bold statement there.
Well,
So,
it is.
of course, Nintendo burst onto the scene in 1992 with Super Mario Kart, and it really added a whole new twist to the racing genre, something that was never seen before. And of course, perhaps Nintendo think to themselves, that's great with all this Call of Duty and Battlefield going on, but we're going to bring in Splatoon, our take, and here's something you've never seen before, covering the terrain with your ink instead of trying to get kills on the other player. So,
Well,
Reggie also said it was
yes.
a major new IP for Nintendo, and it's not just about kills, it's designed to be fun no matter what your skill level is.
Well, yes, indeed, and I think, you know, we say there's quite a lot of interest in the game, but could it be going a little bit too far to say, well, this could become, you know, the Call of Duty for Nintendo?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I think that statement is not so far-fetched after all.
Perhaps
If
they
the
hope
ga-
that.
Perhaps that's what they're hoping
They
for.
hope.
If the game really takes off with the players of the game and that kind of generation that plays those sorts of games, then indeed, yes, it could be Nintendo's Call of Duty, but it just depends whether they can catch the right age group for this game, because obviously it's not designed necessarily to be targeted towards Battlefield and Call of Duty players. It's perhaps for a younger audience with the inkling approach and the spatting of the ink and spatting other players, etc., and so forth. However, at the same time, by bringing down the age group, as it were, or age range of the game,
Yeah.
you do thereby open it up to everyone to play, not just adults, as is the case with Call of Duty. So it's quite an interesting theory there, I think.
Well, most certainly, yes. You just mentioned there the word inkling, and of course, for those of you that don't know, the inkling is the name of your little character that goes around splatting the paint everywhere.
That's right, of course. So this really is an all-ages game, Splatoon, whereby anyone can pick it up and play and have fun with it and try to squirt the terrain with the ink and also get some splats on the other players. So it's quite fun, really. Now, there was something quite interesting about Splatoon, I have to say, and, well, it was, you know, I'm not really quite sure how to say this, old chap.
Well, yes, indeed. We see Nintendo obviously thought it would be useful to get the help of some Playboy girls
Some what?
to help perhaps advertise the game.
Right.
Now, for those of you chaps and chapettes out there that don't know what a Playboy girl is, well, it's kind of like a girl that dresses up, sort of.
Yes.
It's like that.
It's usually a you know a sort of a pretty girl with
Well,
you
yes,
know
yes.
with features
That's
and,
enough of that.
and things.
Right, yes, thank you.
Well, anyway, right.
Anyway,
so these
yes, but-
Playboy ladies, of course, did decide to show up at a recent event about Splatoon, and apparently they played the game and well, they liked it. What can I say?
The Playboy girls played the event. Obviously, Nintendo were happy with them playing the game, and they seemed to like it. So
Yes.
there we are.
Indeed, one of the ladies showed up with wearing her proud Triforce, you know, T-shirt there, of course, and a very visible emblem on that, I'm sure. And of course, they played the game and seemed to enjoy it. So it seems indeed Nintendo aren't afraid to use things like, well, Playboy models to promote this game as well. What can I
most
say?
Certainly, yes, I think it was Amelia Talon and Pamela Horton went to an event in America, which had some Splatoon going on there.
And they played some of the single player
got some bit
mode.
of hands-on, as it were, on the game.
Yes, that's right. Well, there you are, videos. Interesting development there, I have to say. Playboy models playing Splatoon, who'd have thought it? Now, just picking up on the modes of the game then, videos, what exactly will be in this rather exciting game? Playboy approved, it seems, Joe. You'll have Turf War mode. Now, that is the main online mode. These are 4 versus 4 battles, wherein the objective is to cover as much territory as possible in your team's ink colour.
Yes, indeed. Now that looks rather fun. Now apparently you'll level up and earn money to spend on customization options for your Inkling, that's your little character,
yes,
as well as new weapons.
Right, okay, so in the game you can actually earn levels up and of course earn money to spend on in-game weapons and items, and also apparently some of these pieces of clothing will also have special perks, for example like faster swimming in squid form through the ink and also reduced reload time. So there's different options and different properties that this clothing will bestow upon your player character.
Most certainly. Now apparently there are also 3 types of weapons. There's a bit like a main weapon, as it were, a sub-weapon and a special weapon that you can access at certain stages of the game.
That's right, of course. You have your main weapon and your sidearm weapon, but the special weapon can only be used at certain times, and it's very, very powerful.
Most certainly. And remember, these weapons are all about paint. You're blasting paint all over the place, trying to cover the area with your paint colour rather than the opponent's paint colour.
Exactly, that's right. Trying to basically fight for control of the terrain or the territory.
But will it be successful? Will it take off, though? That's the thing.
Who knows? Now, 3 map names confirmed so far are the Walleye Warehouse, the Salt Spray Rig, and the Blackbelly Skate Park. So, all these names, that sound very Splatoony sort of names.
Rather interesting,
and,
yes.
There's another new mode that's been revealed recently by Nintendo in this game, and that is Ranked Battle.
Yes, very interesting. Ranked battle. Now, apparently, this keeps track of your online ranking. There's going to be rankings in this game.
Oh.
I think it goes up to A or A+, I think.
Right.
Being top one. And Nintendo can actually track this, and they track it globally to see who's doing what, and then award the different person with whatever rank they should have.
Right, so basically you can rank up in this game. I think you'll start at rank C-, and you can actually proceed then up to rank A+. I can see this getting really competitive, old chap.
Well, yes, they've certainly built that into it. They want to go for the competitive feel and get into the whole thing of competitiveness because, of course, that's very popular.
That's
it makes
right.
people want to come back for more and more and more.
That's what shooting games are all about, aren't they? Now, apparently, in the ranked battle mode, there will be splat zone combat, which means that rather than trying to control all of the terrain, you only have to control a certain sector of that terrain, and of course, the better you do, the higher the chance you have of winning.
Right, okay, so that's different to the turf war we just spoke about, in a way, isn't it not?
That's right, that's not exactly the same, because the turf war is controlling the whole map, but this one is more about controlling specific sectors, apparently.
Okay, so that's a little bit of fun into it, a little bit of difference as well into the game, I think.
Bit of a twist, that's right, of course, and there may indeed be other modes that have yet to be revealed. Now, apparently, in order to actually get into the ranked battle mode, you'll have to level up your Inkling to at least level 10 first, and one more factor to consider is you're going to need to have a broadband internet connection to play online in Splatoon.
Right, okay, well, most people have got that.
But most people do. It's not 1998 anymore, old chap.
There's not 56k modems anymore, is it?
No, that's right, and dial-up. Well, some people might have them, we never know, old chap.
Well, I suppose,
now, the single-player campaign apparently involves you facing off against the Octarians, the octopus-like foes of the game, which can also help practice your skills for multiplayer mode.
Right, so you've got a single-player campaign there.
Yes.
So, so you can brush up your skills, as it were.
That's
and
right.
get yourself into a good position for going online or whatever, battling your friends, etc.
And I think that's what the Playboy girls were actually playing, the single-player mode in their rather exciting outing. So there you are, fellows. This game is indeed looking rather fun. Of course, you've got a comprehensive and quite deep online mode there with things you can buy to customize your character, you can level up, and of course, the objective of the game there is not to kill the other players, but actually control the most part of the terrain. It's quite a unique concept, I have to say.
Well, it is, and are Nintendo being smart here with a, quote, family-friendly shooter, if there could be such a thing?
Exactly. That's what I think they've pulled out of the bag. Perhaps they've taken a look at the market and said, well, we're Nintendo, we tend to make more family-friendly games on average than most. Why don't we make a family-friendly shooting game and basically cash into this large market that as yet we haven't really touched? Because, of course, if you think about it, there aren't really any big Nintendo shooting games at the moment.
Well, no, exactly, there isn't. And, of course, there's not really anything too much like this on the main platforms. We're all normally shooting with bullets instead of paint. But the thing is, can this work? And will it be received by the community with as much fervour as some of these shooting games are? Will this work? Will this paint shooting game work? Well, from what we can see so far, it looks like it might do. A lot of people seem to be very interested in it. What do you chaps and chapettes out there think?
The only thing I can see is where Reggie has said that Mario Kart really revolutionised the gaming market in terms of the racing genre. It did, I say. It really did turn things around. But, of course, it featured Mario, you see.
Well,
and Splatoon doesn't really feature any big-name characters at the moment. It just has these new characters, the Inklings, who are, well, we kind of don't really know who they are at the moment, old
Well,
chap.
that's the thing, yes. It's like you. I suppose in a way you're relating to the character like that's your character. character,
Yes.
rather Mario being different. Now, what do the chaps and chapettes think? Do they like the game, and do they think, well, perhaps we would have preferred to have Mario playing around in it?
Exactly.
Or, no, actually, the Inklings, we think that's the way it should be.
Do you think this game needs Mario to make it work, or will it work with just the Inklings as they are now?
Exactly, that's a good point.
Or perhaps it should have, bunny girls in it, old chap, the Playboys and that sort of thing going
Well,
around. I mean,
Nintendo can bring anything out the bag.
you
who
never
knows?
know where they're going to go, old chap. I mean, but that's why they invite them, isn't it, old boy? Well,
I don't
one can
know.
dream, I say, but...
I don't know, but
well,
there we are. Reggie
anyway.
thinks it's going to be the best thing since sliced bread.
There you are, then, Phil.
I suppose he would say that.
Yes, of course, Reggie does believe in the game very much, I say, and I'm inclined to agree with Mr. Reggie that this game may indeed see quite a lot of success for Nintendo. I hope it does, old chap.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, let's see how it goes.
I dare say this hasn't even been Game Channel, but he bringing you the Splatoon news of the day, fellows.
Yes,
Thanks for
it is.
having me on this, I say. I look forward to seeing you once more for the next exciting outing, my word.
Oh, yes.
Until then...